We are in Brooklyn still, and guess who I bumped into, guys? The one and only Melly Mel, Melissa Atwell. How are you doing?
I am great, fabulous, can't complain.
And what have you been doing in these streets here?
I've been in the streets. I've been in the streets. I mean, it's summer. When it's cold, I'm inside all the time. But when it's summer, I come out a lot. But when I come out a lot, it's too hot too. But I still come out. I try to get out a lot in the summer, do everything that I want to do. You know, go out, go to the parks. I do picnic. I do party. I go from state to state. I visit. You know, I've been busy.
So we're going to be grabbing a bite. I'm not going to be eating too much because I don't want stuff stuck in my teeth and chicken flying, or
I'm going to be eating a lot because I eat a lot.
I want to be that kind of day in New York, but it's good weather to be outside.
It is.
We could have been inside
in the AC, and then because when we tell the waitress, I was like, you know what, we're gonna sit outside. It was like, you're gonna sit outside. I'm like, yeah, we're from Guyana, it's hot, so we're accustomed to the heat.
We understand.
We understand.
It's good to be here with you.
It's good for. Thanks for having me, Sharon.
Yeah, it's good to be in New York. Away from the hardcore politics.
You plan on leaving? You plan on leaving and come?
You know, I always have this moment. I think you had it and you decided you were going to stay, but we can talk about it.
That another time.
When you're on the airport and you see that door saying head back to New York and that door saying head to Guyana, you always wonder, you know, am I making the right choice heading back home? You made a choice and you said, I can stay here.
I can stay here. When I analyzed all my sources and everything that was coming to my phone, I was like, nah, there's no way I could be in Guyana and doing what I do.
Excellent. So tell us a little bit about that. You started this fantastic group called Yana. You are not alone. You've been doing a lot of work before then.
A lot of groundwork before then.
And
that wasn't publicized, still is not publicized.
And you kind of took off since then.
And then I took off.
Tell us a little bit about that kind of work then.
So I started Yana. Most of you know, I don't remember, but for those of you that were following me, like diehard fans that have been following me, so I said in my social media journey, I had my little
story. Hold on.
You gotta give them the background with me and you.
Yes. Mind you, we came out from doing communications at
communications, yeah.
So I've been to school. I didn't just stop with it. At least I got
we went to
a batchmate.
So
who saw you in the class? A lot of folks.
And we sit down and we actually argue. We actually argue and debate a lot in those communication and
sub class. A lot of classmates who could say this person was in the class
with us.
But we actually did communication.
We did communication.
And I said that to say, this is why, one of the reasons why you're such a successful influencer, entrepreneur, activist, social and political. And I think we had to kind of drag you kicking and screaming as a political activist.
Because I wasn't owning that. I wasn't even owning the influencer thing because my aim is not to influence any, you know, people have like parents and uncle and aunt that are doctors and lawyers and all these things that you don't want Melly Mel to influence people, telling them about the S and the F. Not that, so the influencer thing, I really don't take too much to that, but
you feel so strongly, I think, about some of the issues happening back home. It's kind of automatic. But let's talk about the work you've been doing for Yana.
Yeah, so I started Yana. But for those of them that follow my social media thing, I think I had a following. I had a very large following, but then I really developed like a really huge following when I think me and Lola was in the back and forth thing. You know, when you were young and the social media beef and everybody hot-headed and we were going back and forth at each other. And then after that, I kind of like went, you know, kind of revert back into
became cool.
We became cool, and then I kind of revert back into my thing, and that happened because when we actually sit down, and I always tell people this, when me and Lola actually sit down to have that conversation, and when you listen to people and they tell you their story, I don't know if Lola at any time would ever want to tell people their story, her story, because it's not my story to tell, it's hers. But when you listen to people and they tell you their story, you understand where they come from, and you understand where why they behave the way they did, why they reacted to me, because everybody got a story. People went through a really hard time in Guyana.
Yeah.
The ghettos a really hard life, and when you want to see you make it out of those underprivileged society, and you know, and you're struggling, and you kind of take it personal and hard when you see somebody just attacking you. Somebody like me who don't know your struggle. I just see your glory, and I just see
but you don't
But
know the story.
I know the story
Yeah.
behind it. So I
Yeah.
just attack him because,
Yeah.
and you just latching on. So it was
Yeah.
kind of like that. And me being the person that I was since then, I was doing my little charity work then, but it wasn't on a big scale. But I was doing my little back to school drive. I was doing my little give back in the communities. I was going to the the different nursing home and feeding kids and stuff like that. Like me and my mother, my grandmother would do that. We would do that all the time. And then I just kind of extended from that because I was doing so much. And when I started, I was doing those things from my personal money. Like I would put aside everything I made for my little store at the end of the month. I would always see somebody that come in to give them something, to help them here, help them there. It was always that. And the funny thing is I actually started out helping most members of the gay community because those are my friends, those are my people. So I was always the go-to person that they would come to, and that's how I actually started. I started with them, started with kids, then I just branched off like domestic violence, sexual assault, gender-based violence, and I just went from there.
Excellent. And you know what? One of the things that impressed me is all of these women that you started championing their own stories, because one of the prevalence we have in Guyana is violence against women and girls. That's a big thing, and you're still at the forefront of bringing light to lots of those stories.
All the time.
And that to me is the heart of Guyana. You are not alone. That organization
That is it. I continue to do that all the time for women, and people ask me all the time, "Oh, how do you do that?" And you're in New York, and they're in Guyana, and you see, it takes a network, and that is why I'm very grateful for people that I reach out to all the time, because sometimes one of the main things that women.
Right. So here's
our drink.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Sorry.
Thank you.
Got it, absolutely. I'll bring some water as well.
Thanks. Yeah. So tell me what I'm having. So a lot of stories.
So I'm doing the order. So coming.
Yeah.
So I got him a Moscow Mule.
And what's in this Moscow Mule?
I don't know, but I like it.
Oh boy. A lot of story can talk now.
Another story to talk.
So this fantastic organization you've started doing great work. I saw you were, I think, in a very creative place. I saw basket and blankets. There's
Baskets and blankets is happening Sunday. Yeah.
You are doing something also for women during COVID too.
I do, Shara. That's the honest. I do so much.
Yeah.
Sometimes, my mother, not really my family, but my mother's like, listen, sometimes you need to take her, because I'm not there. Then I have her. I've managed to even pull my son now into the charity thing. So I have him. He knows where you have to do the drop off, pick up hampers, take it to this family. He knows the family's at tea. I just need to say, oh, well, you need to take this family, the one over the river. This one over the river, and he knows. Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Everything is good. Do we have forks or anything?
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So I even managed to get him.
I'm not a big food person.
He's not a big.
Take a look at this. If you ever come to New York.
So I promise you, this is one of my favorite spots to eat. I bring everybody here. I bring my aunt, she love it. I bring my sister. I bring my friends here, just to get them away from. I mean, it's not the Caribbean spot, but it's a good barbecue spot. Yeah, it's a good
I'm
thing.
having some barbecue pork. I think it is.
That's some ribs.
Yeah.
Then you're having some cucumber salad, some corn, and then some fries.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Here's to New York and all that you're doing here.
Thank you.
Yeah, so great charity work all around. And you said you have an event coming up this weekend?
Sunday. So
Wow.
Blankets and Baskets is Sunday again. But I have partners for that in Guyana. So
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
so-
Because you're here and you're coordinating all this work back in Guyana.
Back
and
home in Guyana, just
lots
came
not
up.
even being noticed because so much happening in the background.
So much happening in the background. You know, my best friend who and I kind of like started the Blankets and Basket thing, and he's in the background. Then I have the decor person, I have my friends, and everybody just chip in, and then I just manage here from the phone. Oh, you need to go here. We need this. We need that. So kind of like that's how it goes.
And I can tell that is your strength as an influencer. Thank you so much. Your strength as an influencer, because you are so many miles away, and to be pulling off events and activities
To this
so
magnitude.
successful, yeah, to this magnitude. And as I was coming over in the Uber, I was reading up on some of it, and I saw a high praise for basket and blanket.
Baskets and blanket, yeah.
The thousands who attend the event. I mean, you're pulling some Oprah stuff here. You're giving away cars. I think homes are somewhere in the midst there too, and all kinds of things.
Yeah, so this year I'm giving away a 3-bedroom house. You have to get your house, but the 3-bedroom house is there for you. Sharad, I beg whole year. I ain't got no shame in my game and I'm begging for people. Whole year.
I like have no shame in
I
your
have
game.
no shame in my game when I'm begging for the 592 Comment Association. Shout out to y'all. Then I just go all out with them. So I'm gonna beg for little steel here, little concrete here. Before you know it, I get a 3-bedroom house.
Wow. Wow.
You understand? I got TVs, and listen, I got some of the prizes that I gotta give away ain't even reached the guy, and I still gotta ship them out. So I still have like so many things to ship out because I used to be in New York a lot, but circumstances I had to move to Jersey. So now I'm Jersey, but I still come to New York sometimes. I'm still back and forth between the two sometimes. So now it's getting the stuff from Jersey to New York, and then to get it to ship down, shipping company from New Jersey. I'm now learning New Jersey. I know New York a little, but I'm now learning New Jersey. Yes, I failed my driving test 4 times because they're gonna come under this. They're gonna come under this laugh and ask about driving. Every time I ask for a drop from,
you could drive anywhere.
I need to learn to drive. I've been trying, but I'm trying in Jersey now. I've been trying, sure. I've been trying.
Wow. So you know, I'm impressed personally with all that you're doing, all that you have become. I'm remembering that Michelle Obama book, Becoming, all that you have become, and to be managing all that you're doing between New York and New Jersey and Georgia has to be a very, very tall feat.
It is.
And successfully at the magnitude.
It is.
Because I think
it is.
And forgive me for stressing on this, but blanket and basket and blanket, that's an event that's attracting thousands of persons.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of people there this year because what I'm doing too, I'm giving away like stuff like computers, tablets, working bag and so for teachers because I want to cater to teachers and nurses. I always look out for teachers and nurses. They come out and they always support me. Teachers, nurses, public servant in the whole. I'm always looking out for public servants. So those are one of the things. Then I have the grand prizes. Well, whoever pull, who get it. Buy your tickets and go. It's there. But then I have the grand prize of the house. I got 55-inch TV, 50-inch TV. I got laptops.
You're selling everything.
I got wigs to everything.
You're selling everything.
Here's the funny thing. I don't think people is talking about it. So I see now that I have no problem against women enhancing their body. If they want to take out the fat, they want to do the lipo, they want to do this, they want to do whatever. It's your body. You have a right to do what is it you want with it. I don't discriminate. I just afraid to touch mine. But I'm giving away a BBL. I don't think people are talking about my BBL that I'm giving away enough. So for somebody, I'm giving away a BBL, like sending them to do with the consultant, with the doctor, the person. So I'm giving away a BBL as well.
Wow.
Because what I do is I ask them, what is it you guys want? Some of them want tummy tuck, they want wig, they want BBL. I'm like, you know what? Let me see if I can make a BBL happen.
More power to women.
So I went out, They got wigs, they got all kind of things that they can win.
I'm seeing this as becoming part of the national calendar of events during any particular year. Your basket and blankets.
That's the plan. Because it's mainly so an event to give back. Because and you know something I heard too while I was here in New York, and I went to a party a little while back called Under the Tree, a Trini party. And I normally go with a group of guys and stuff like that. And they have another party coming up. Like they keep regular parties, a big following. And one of the guys said to me, we're just gonna do one party for them this year. And I'm like, why? I'm like, because they don't give back anything to anybody. No, one year you can go to the party and decide we give back a free alcohol, we give back. They're making all this money and they're not giving back. And that is something I take very into things. So I'm all about giving back to the people that have been supporting me for the years, that have been giving me stuff. I want to say shout out to all the businesses that support me behind the scene, that can't say up front that they support me because of politics. And it's just that sad that you can't support an individual publicly
Yeah.
because you're afraid of being victimized by the
Yeah.
government.
Yeah.
So I want to say shout out to all the businesses that got me all the time behind the scene, because all of this wouldn't have been possible, without them.
Yeah. Excellent. Excellent. So, I don't know if our lighting is going to be sufficient, but I know that Melly Mel is glowing.
I am.
And some folks said that part of this is because you go right ahead and eat it.
It's because I'm what?
It's because you're under new management.
What kind of management we talking about?
We're talking. Let me see if I get it right. What is that word? You might be seeing someone different, and more than just seeing. This is a serious thing that perhaps has even gone on to marriage. But of course, you didn't write this book yet, so we don't know all of this. I wanted to ask you. I heard you're married now. You got a rich white fella who works in Wall Street who's been bankrolling. Tell us
So-
about that. All these rumors.
I love rumors, Sharon. I don't clear any up.
Rumors make the world a better place.
And I for one,
Especially people say rich.
Rich?
Never clear that.
I don't clear down. No, actually, I clear up the rich because I'm rich, but we can clear up the rich thing. But so the first rumor was it's an old white man from Barbados. Then it was who? Well, it was some big uncle. So there was a lot of rumors
There's a
surrounding my.
big uncle, we know.
There was a lot of rumors surrounding my personal life. I can promise you, my husband is not a big uncle. That's it. He's older than me by a couple. He's older than me by a couple of years, but he's not a big uncle. And yes, Sherrod, I am married. I've been married. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Don't get me wrong. I can get into how much time we break up and make up, because it was always. I've been with this person for years, and it was always a long distance relationship. So it was always break up, make up, all the time. But yes, I am married.
And marriage is difficult. I would admit that too.
Marriage is very hard. I was just recently separated, and this is something This is an exclusive.
Wow.
I was just recently separated.
I hope you are making notes there.
I was just recently separated.
What the comments say. So you guys are back together now.
Marriage is. We are not. We're working on it.
Good.
We're working on it. Hence, why I moved to Jersey. Okay, so let me, because I am so transparent and I'm so honest with people, because everybody know I keep my private life private. But what happened was, I put my husband in a position, right? His job, because of where he works and stuff, he knows nothing about Guyana and how politics work and how the whole social media work.
And how vindictive.
He don't have social media. He knows nothing. He's not interested. He can get on Instagram. No. He's not interested in that. He's not. It's not that he's not. Yeah, it's not. He's not allowed, because it's different here. He's not allowed to do that because of his job. Right? Because of his job, he is not allowed to do the whole social media thing and stuff because of what he does. So, marriage is really, really hard. And I was saying that I don't put anything about my personal life online, but I really be going through it behind the scenes and don't say anything, And I was saying to you earlier that, I'm recently separated and I'm still married, but separated. And I was saying to you, you were saying, marriage is hard. Marriage is hard. Marriage is very, very hard. And this is not somebody that I've been with a year, 2 years, 3 years. I've been married for years and not say anything. I've been married for years and I didn't say anything.
And just to let you know, you're not infected with anything the rest of us aren't infected with. Because if I tell you, among the times my wife went back to her mother's house.
Went back.
And come back and so on. So it's part of it.
But you see, over here, I don't get to move to my mother's house. I moved because my support base and stuff is in Jersey. So I moved to Jersey. So I moved to Jersey, and it's just a commute away, but it's close enough and far enough.
Good.
Both of the two.
There it
We
is.
separated, but I'm still married.
Yeah.
But we're figuring it out.
Good.
That's the truth. We're figuring it out.
Yeah.
And
People who've been married 40 years still figuring it out.
still figuring it out. So picture me. So I'm still figuring it out. And this is and Sharon. This
Y'all
is an
don't tell nobody.
exclusive exclusive.
Y'all don't
Listen,
tell
this is a
nobody.
secret. It's being
Yeah.
alone. Don't tell
Yeah.
nobody.
Don't tell nobody.
Yeah. I know that tomorrow. You know the PPP propaganda is going to run. Oh God! She wants one left shit.
She come back home now. She come back together now.
She come back together.
Let's
No.
let's talk about that. One of the things you said in the recent past, it stood out to me. You said you've never been a part of any other political party besides the PPP, right?
Besides the PP.
That's a little
And that's,
to me.
I lied. I was, but that was my first political party, PPP, and then a very good friend of mine, kind of tricked me.
Tricked you. I must have been tricked too.
A very good friend of mine kind of tricked me into the TCI thing, and I was like, you know what? I'm a loyal person. If I'm your friend, I'm your friend. And I was like, you know, if I can bring any value to the sport, if I can bring, even if it's 100 votes to the party, then you know I'll work and I'll do that. So I kind of went over
Who's
to.
this friend that trick? Yeah, look, my big friend too. Who friend trick you? But he who shall not be named do work for the Ministry of Youth, Sport and Culture. But but anything you've given your time to, it has gotten a lot of attention.
It has.
And strangely enough, even though you don't belong to that movement anymore, your political voice has only gotten louder.
And that's what I'm
enough.
saying. I have never been. So sometimes when I see they put out thing and charade, I don't know if you know, but when the APNU and AFC, when y'all were in office, I was calling y'all out for things too. I was one of those things is like I was very, very upset when the minister salary was, when some of, well, I know it wasn't all of them and stuff. It was when minister salary was raised by 50% and not public servants. I was very upset about that. I was very vocal about that. I encouraged Coretta McDonald and others to strike under the APNU AFC for teachers. So I've been doing this all the time. So I literally have not been associated with a political party, but I just find it funny that every time one of the others in power, I'm associated to the one that is in the opposition. So now that the people is in power and the AFC and APN and the coalition is in opposition, I'm a member. I've never been a member of the PNC. I've never been a member of the AFC. I've never been a member of APNU. And
What I take
the only member I've ever been of a political party is the PPP. I was part of youth parliament when Kwame was abused mouth now and I'm living in Guyana, was write all the stats about me. I was a member of youth parliament with Michael Young and a whole crew of them. We used to be debating. We had the whole youth parliament thing going on. I campaigned. I used to go cheering out. I remember in 2011, it's 2011 when Donald Ramtar run.
Correct.
And we were sharing out backpacks that Mark, PPC and them kind of thing. I was in all those communities sharing out backpack for Donald Ramatar. I was seeing Donald Ramatar. I was there campaigning with Anand Prasad. We had a whole thing set up by Anand Prasad office on Breakdown. I was working at NTN at the time as a reporter and a radio announcer. And it was all nice and cozy with the PPP. But the minute I start talking out against the wrongdoing, I'm now labeled.
Yeah. So and as I said, your own political voice has only gotten louder because I mean your page, your show is like the place to go if you want to know what's happening in Guyana.
And
a lot of revelations, especially of corruption.
And a lot of revelations of corruption. I have tried in recent years to stay away from people's personal life, but in learning about politics and all of that is that sometimes the personal relationship is connected to these people in office, like like, let me give you an exclusive. So for instance, I'm going to tell you something now that I'm about to post.
Listen to it, folks.
Listen to this. And I promise you, y'all know y'all auntie don't lie about your tea. So for instance, Minister Indar, right? I mean, it's his personal life. I don't care who you sleep with, who you're there with and everything. Gosh, when I did young, I did there with people who was 1 and 2 per month. I don't shy away from them. You know, there was a time.
A little bit, slow down.
There was a time when I was involved in a relationship that people had on it. So I don't really kind of like judge women too much on that. But what I've learned is a different thing when you hold a public office. It's a different thing when you own a public office, right? So people was like saying, "Oh, so what happened if the president gave the side wife blow? How is that my problem?" It's my problem because he was a public office. You
So
understand?
are you saying that the president, as we know him, is having an extramarital affair? That's that the allegation?
Few.
A few extramarital affairs?
But we talking about him right now. We talking about Indar. So let me tell you, let me say something about Indar. So Indar, he just he and it was a big problem because when Jack Dio find out who's the vice president, he was like, "Oh, how could you do this?" And he just neutralized a Trinidadian within 1 year. She is a citizen of Guyana. I have her name. And her
Listen,
picture,
folks, listen now.
and her picture. Oh, found it. Give me a
Listen
minute.
now. Listen now.
Listen now. This is an
Looking through the
exclusive.
phone. Revelation.
How do you see? That is her.
Oh.
Jordan Polonius. Right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
this is something that I'm working on, but I already got the confirmation and everything, and I already got the paperwork from Minister Ben Ministry.
Wow.
How do you make a Trinidadian an American citizen because you and your brother then have an oil and gas company, and then you want your side chick to get into the oil and gas operations? So you make her a citizen because you know the local content. So they're finding a way to trick the local content because I know the local content says you have to be 51% of the company has to be
Local,
have to be local. And I think they should make it more than 61%. I don't think 61% is enough. We're talking about oil. It should at least be 70% Guyanese, 30% because we less than 1 million
That's
people.
what the AFC could do about that. Yeah.
Right? Because yeah, we need that. That local 51%, no, 51% doesn't cut it. We need 75% made up of local. Fine. If we don't have the expertise, as y'all claim, oh, but we don't have the expertise, train we gonna learn. Train we. You import the oil exports from Trinidad and the US and England, wherever you have to import, and let the government pay them to train our local Guyanese so that we can get the jobs. The only jobs we need to be given to these foreign expats is to train we.
So you're saying that these arrangements and arranged marriages.
So these arranged marriagements and all these things, and I'm saying, how do you neutralize somebody within a year? And I'm sure if the opposition, if we have if we had workable and effective opposition, then these are simple things that they would have been looking into. Because if they go to Minister Ben's office and they go to Minister Ben's son consultancy that his son allegedly got and go through the paperwork, then they will be able to see how many people were made as citizens of Guyana within the last 2 to 3 years, and it's ridiculous.
Well, but Vice President Jack Dio said recently that enough of this friends, family, and favorites. Son,
he only said that Sherrod, because he went to Barbies and the people that had a one-on-one, the people abuse you out, and I get it recorded and the video, but I can't put it up because I've only put out the know it's who. But let me tell you what happened when you go to Barbies. Not last Thursday, the Thursday before, people were complaining because when you check in one household in Barbies, the mother, the father, the sister, the auntie, the uncle, the grandmother, the great grandmother, the son, everybody get a contract. And these are people that don't have any contracting companies or anything. They don't have the machinery. They don't have the expertise. All they got is a link to the government. They are now getting these contracts and subcontracting it to the contractors that actually get the work. Then the contractor got to get them they cut. Contractor got to get the engineer they cut. Then whatever little bit they get. And that's why we getting a 1-inch road instead of a 3-inch road. Cause now they got to cut down to actually make a profit because they gotta pay engineer, they gotta pay the person who actually get the contract that don't deserve the contract. They gotta get them they cut. They gotta get the engineer now to pass the 1-inch road. So when the engineer come and check and say and check and see the road is only an inch. When the road's supposed to be 3 or 4 inch and it's only an inch, they got to now write up and say, yeah, we're fine, thank you. in order for the road to pass now so that the contractor could get paid, he got now pay the engineer to say that the road is okay. So the engineer now collecting he cut. Corruption upon corruption upon corruption.
So you think
can't help it.
You think what president? Well, same thing.
Bluff.
What Jackson is just.
It's just bluff. Just bluff. Election is next year, and people have been complaining in region, especially in region 2, in region 2, region 3, 5, and 6. People have been complaining a lot about the construction. I have spoken to so many contractors in region 2, especially they've been complaining about contracts, right? The original, the RDC and the NDC councillors and them kind of thing. Them and the whole family get 10 and 15 and so contracts. In that had the brother-in-law fronting, he brother-in-law and another guy. I got his name and his number. If you check, I think in there on the posters, I think it still has his number. Maybe you can do a little investigative piece. I'll send the number to you on the flyer, and you can call him up. But I think that man is no longer a part of Indar Company, but he was the front person for Indar Company. So they got the contract to do a parway in Perico. Look a mess. Then they got another 300 million to do something at the back of Diamond. I recently posted what the house looked like. You could fall in the concrete at any point. At any point in time, those houses could cave in. And these are the houses that they are actually selling to people, to Guyanese. They insisting that you pay $5 and $6 million for. They're taking poor people out from these squatting areas and saying, okay, we giving you houses. Then they got the friends and family building these houses, knocking up something with a thing. Without caring about the safety of these families and these children and these people that they're putting in these houses, because these houses could collapse at any time. The cracking, the shaking.
You obviously get a lot of these stories.
Plenty, too much.
Give us about 2 of them that shock even you. About 2 of them.
Which one?
Yeah, you pick one that's been shocking to you.
About corruption?
Corruption.
All right, let me go into the archives. Sure. Live.
The archivist.
Let me go into the archives.
Folks, while she's doing that, we are live here in Brooklyn, New York, with a fantastic eatery diner here, having some steak and among some other things. I see some mac and cheese here too. As the archives brought. That's what I want to. So, I mean, because I know you had a lot. What has shocked you?
Telling you one. We didn't live. I can't show you the name. I don't reveal my source, but I'm gonna tell you something. So let me tell you about the stone contract controversy, friends and family was happening now at Public Works. Edgehill Public Works, right?
Yeah, and just as a primer to that, Hickens the one stone quarry and somebody else, no, sand and so on.
Sand and stone. That's why they wanted sand and stone, because apparently
big business.
Sand and stone is a big thing right now.
That's the new goal, yeah. Go ahead.
And you know, I see Jack, you talk about conflict of interest. Now you tell me how this is not a conflict of interest. So the Hanif guy, let me get your name good. Gotta go into my contact. He is the auditor. He auditors ExxonMobil for the government.
One Hanif. Okay.
And then got him Azar Hanif. Right? So he auditors ExxonMobil for the people of Guyana, allegedly, because If he cut in all these deals with public works, I could only imagine what did he cut it with ExxonMobil and how much money. I mean, these are young people I'm telling you about in the early 30s
So it's being
that are
alleged that
billionaires.
and Hanif is executing contracts too?
No, he's auditing. Allegedly, he's auditing Exhort for the government, and then he's auditing the government and the government ministries on behalf of the government, right? But while he's auditing ministries and he's auditing ExxonMobil, he's also getting contract to bring in stone for the government. So they would have given him millions of dollars in advance to bring in some stone. Stone he's supposed to bring in is stones that he used to build the road. He bring in river stone.
Wow.
Instead, all the stones are there packed up. I posted the picture the other day. All the stones are there packed up behind the stadium by Greenfield Park there. They just pack up. They got no space no more. All the stones they give you, he bring in all wrong stones, right? 4 labs tested, and 4 labs tested and said that, listen,
The roads they can start bulging just now.
you can't do anything with this stone. It cannot build the roads. It's wrong stone. He bring in wrong stones, right? Then I see Priya throw a little thing the other day because I talk about our husband as well getting a stone contract to bring in stones, and she was saying something about suing Priya. Please do. I have the award. I mean, Ejel lack it.
So the Minister of Education was arguing that her husband is not getting contracts?
She didn't say. She kind of like speaking in parables, but you know I don't speak in parable. I talk. She was kind of like speaking in parable, like she want to sue me for saying something about her husband getting a stone contract.
She didn't directly.
She didn't.
But
She indirectly was talking to me.
Allegation.
And I'm saying this is it. I've seen the award. So when the whole scandal started coming up, it just started locking up the award now in the office because remember they know where the leaks coming from. They just keep trying to find out where this girl getting these leaks from, but they don't know where I'm getting the leaks from. But everything that I say is accurate. The people say, girl, how do you get this information? Because they gotta have inside information to get these things. Because now let me just, the opposition don't do anything. PNC don't do nothing. PNC relax.
Confirm nor deny.
You cannot confirm or deny. Confirm. I confirm it. PNC don't do nothing. Me putting you problem.
My parliamentary colleagues. But what is the nexus between the Hanif gentleman, Exxon, and?
So that's my thing. I'm confused that
allegation.
I'm confused. Mind you, let me just say this clear. This is not me defending Nigel Hughes. Right, but I know he mentioned about the conflict of interest with Nigel Hughes being ExxonMobil lawyers and whatever. Right, I'm just confused that you were talking about conflict of interest when you have this guy is auditing ExxonMobil for Guyana, auditing the ministries where he, by the way, he find nothing wrong, no corruption in none of the ministries that he audits. Nothing wrong. Yet still, I have documents showing critics with how much millions of dollars in contract and things. And what they do, the opposition, they trick them. Because Sharon, you and I know that when they award contract, they got like, I think it's 5 days before they can object, before the opposition, before y'all can object. So what did
come in, David?
Come in, David Patterson. Come in, David Patterson. So I think it's 5 days. I don't know if I'm correct, but you can correct me in the comments whenever you're watching this interview. I think you guys have 5 days before you object to the contract that is being awarded first. So what they do, they pass the contract in Parliament, and like we know, Arbery's never in Parliament. The opposition, enough of them is plenty of them is never ever in Parliament. So when it goes to cabinet, it's a free reign. They just sign off and give the contract, and then they hold it for a couple of weeks, a couple of months. So y'all keep an upsing, and that is why I had to break the news about critics getting that 688
so
contract.
By the time the contract
and nobody knew. It's already long gone. You can't do anything about it. And that is why when I broke that contract about critics getting that $688 million contract for clearing land, nobody knew because it was there locked up in cabinet for months. And they didn't pass it. They just hold on to it, and then when it become public, okay, we put it out. Kaya can't do anything about it. Right? So I'm saying all of this to say that I don't think the opposition does enough work, or what they're not effective. They're not effective in what they're doing.
Are you going to finish that macaroni?
No, I'm done.
I want to jump in there.
I am done. You can jump in.
But one of the things I wanted to ask is...
So let me finish with Annie.
Good.
Wait.
Good.
Let me get back. And they're all over the place. Listen, it's too much corruption. Plenty.
Tell us.
So sometimes you just find me moving around. But no. So he's auditing the government. He's auditing ExxonMobil.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets contract to bring in these stones. Bring in wrong stones.
Mm-hmm.
So now when he bring in the wrong stone, he and Irfan is like this. I could show you a picture with, presented Irfan's son with a pony when was his birthday.
This is the guy who doing the auditing and bringing in wrong stones and so on.
Sure, I don't like talk without two pictures. Let me get it for you.
We're connecting the
without
dots.
evidence. So we connecting the dots.
Yeah.
So this is the one that would have presented like the first lady and their first son with a little pony and those kind, rich people thing. I can't buy me son a pony. Them kind of thing, rich people thing, right? So we connecting the dots how everybody is connected with each other. Bring in the wrong stone now. So if you're my friend and you're my Muslim brother, you're bringing these wrong stone now as the president. What are you supposed to say to you now? So you're bringing these wrong stone. But remember also, this is the man that auditing all your ministries. So obviously, he finding all the cracks in your ministries. He's seeing all the corruptions. He knows where the corruption's happening. So he can speak on it. And he have the paperwork.
Yeah.
Bargaining right now.
Yeah.
It's like
the vice president there. He got a kind of clout.
So handle bargaining, right? So right now, if it's okay, so you want me because they're saying because he bring in the wrong stone, they want him to give the government back the millions of US advance that he would have taken to bring in these stones. The stones there, he don't bring it in, he don't spend out the money. How he giving back the government now? The taxpayers' money again, gone down the drain. Now I now understand why they went back for $40 billion supplementary funds. Because it's things like this make they going back to Parliament all the time. For $40 billion supplementary funds. Let me say they went back to, and let me just say this, they went back to Parliament for $40 billion supplementary funds. The opposition leader not present in Parliament when they're asking, when the financial statement come out and they're asking for these funds. And it might seem as though I'm attacking the opposition leader all the time, but it's not that I'm attacking him. No, I'm not. But you're not doing your job. You got me sit down in a basement over here doing your job. A basement, as they say. I got to throw in a little shade.
Sir,
right? So I understand. So now he bargained now. So the meeting is tomorrow, sure. You see how convenient we're doing this interview before the meeting. So the meeting is tomorrow at 10:30. So from police have completely out. Indar excused himself. I'm going to tell you why Indar excused himself. Now, this is another corruption by itself. Sherrod, some days I don't know if to do the information I got.
Call us.
Sherrod, check.
Unload on us. Right ahead.
So Sherrod, the meeting is 10:30 tomorrow. Indar has asked himself to be excused from the investigation. So everything, all the investigation and the findings about the wrong stone and so on, 4 lab tested. All 4 labs said that the stones cannot be used. It's wrong stone. It's river stone.
Yeah, gallstone.
Stone, whichever one can be used. So the president ordered now that the four labs be present in the meeting with Ejil and everybody else. Meanwhile, Ejil said, "Oh my God, y'all don't."
He's a sailor.
Rubber stamp.
Yeah.
He just there for their sake. He's collecting salary.
Ejil name calling, even here.
He really don't worry, Ejil. I don't know what's not going on. Somebody, one of my sources said to me is, Mel, I don't think you understand. Ministers in the government, in this government, are flat-foot hustlers. You understand? Like in that, it's called the 15% man. Because all them contract.
Flat-foot hustlers.
Yeah, flat-foot hustlers. The minister's flat-foot hustlers.
But it's new in a sense because when we had the Icewell Young interview with the Chinese nationals, they had said very openly, said, if these ministers in the PP government ain't accepting bribe, we find it strange.
Well, this find it strange. They accept bribe, but there's only so much that the minister could do. They don't hold the power. There's a circle that could hold the power. I can make the connections for you. I'm going to tell you who holds the power.
It's a big circle or a small circle?
Very small circle.
Small circle.
Very small circle. Contractors, evaluators, engineers. Right? They who get the money
Wow.
out, right?
Because
And
we were wondering why some of these contracts are so substandard. Where's the engineer and all this to sign off?
because they are part of the that's what I'm saying. This is who making the money. Don't worry with the minister, like I said, flatfoot hustlers.
Flatfoot.
That is why. This is their hustling. This is why Roger hustling with a little. Bringing your paper for get a land and get you $1 million and get. This is why she's hustling with those.
You hear these allegations for
These kind.
Wow.
This why she into these kind of thing. This why we got in there is the 15% man. He just sent out. He recruits who want a 15 because anything under 15%, 15 million and under, they don't have to take that to the tender board to get it approved. This is where they make their money. So out to the 15 million, if they gave 150 million contract, you give me 2 million, you give me 2 million, you give me 2 million. This is what I
It's
said.
interesting because Jagdeo says it almost on every press conference that the hundreds of small contracts, almost thousands of small contracts that they give out that they're kind of track and so on.
Don't talk to the permanent secretary, the minister, because they hold the powers in the ministry. The permanent secretary and the ministers. They who hold the contract, they who hold the power for those small contracts.
Wow.
And they who decide who gets it and who don't get
Sense
it.
with the US,
With the NDC, the
Treasury and the
RDC,
bribery with May Thomas and so on.
the permanent secretary, the minister. They have control of that because it doesn't go to the tender board. Because then when they go to the tender board, Balgobin don't play it out. He cut Gaffer come fair and square. There's another corruption by itself on the tender board now. If you look into Alvin, who's on the tender board as well, he's the CEO. No tender board is supposed to have a CEO and a chairman. It's one out of the two, a chairman or a CEO. But they specifically create the CEO spot for Alvin, who used to be the IT person, who used to look after phone and so. Who used to be the IT person when AP and UFC was in power.
Yeah.
So they went and bring him back and put him on the tender board in the IT department, and they made him a CEO. No tender board has ever had a CEO. Chairman, that is it. The chairman and then members. But now we find the tender board with a chairman and a CEO. How? And these are things, again, that are out there that I don't ever see like the opposition talking about. Why is it that the tender board have a chairman and a CEO?
You see something wrong with that? Yeah.
According to my source, that's not how it happens. And this is my source coming from the tender board. They specifically they specifically created that CEO position for Alvin, the guy who his wife owns the store that the first lady shop up all the time. Again, if you notice, I'm making the connections all the time for you. Everybody I tell is a circle.
I'm making notes.
Is a circle.
I'm making notes. Using
the connection is first lady shop at I forget the boutique. Sassy Styles. I will call them out one time for being racist.
Then she comes to Van Harpel's and somebody here too.
Sassy Styles, and then she goes and she shops there all the time. His wife owns Sassy Styles. He owns, and they own all these big stores. And all of a sudden, not only that, he would have purchased 2 land from 2020, from the time the PP go in to now. He would have purchased 2 land on Sherwood Street. One for 1.2 million US, and another one for $1 million US. Where is the CEO of the tender board getting this money from? To purchase it done. And then they were like, oh, he has they were like, oh, he has partners. Then the merchant bank. Remember recently they said that two African persons, because obviously one thing when I was in meeting with Congresswoman Yvette Clark, she said one thing to me. She said, the president has managed, because I listened very keenly to what she was saying, and she said the president had managed to do a very good PR run on social media and all these things. So when we see dancer like Michael Jackson and them kind of things, distraction.
Lock and check.
Distraction. Which president, got the time to be here and about everywhere? Being the president of any country is a hard job. It's a very, very hard job.
Yeah.
Obama going and come out with gray hair.
Yeah, I was trying to get in this establishment and start.
You understand?
When it comes to Brooklyn,
Obama going there and come in there with gray hair. He in there dancing like Michael Jackson. You know why? Because he ain't got to do the work. Jack Joe just do the work. Jack Joe behind the scenes. He get enough free time.
Jack Joe says he like the engine room work.
Plenty free time. He get enough free time. And the devil is fighting for idle hands. That's why we get here in the
Says he's been fighting a lot of time.
The devil is the devil is fighting for idle hands.
And idle whatever.
The devil is fighting for idle hands.
We're in Brooklyn here talking to Melly Mel, Melissa as well. One thing I wanted to ask you. Obviously, a lot of people talking to you. This can't just be new people in ministries.
Hello, let me just say this. APNU, the PNC, and APNU have no clue what's happening in government.
I want you to write your book to tell all. I want you to write your book.
I can't reveal my sources.
Make a bread. Right. No, you don't reveal the sources. Write a book.
And the PNC and the APN, they have no idea what is happening.
We clueless.
None. Clueless.
Which brings me to the question I want to ask as we wrap up. Is it that hardcore people are so dissatisfied in the governance that they've got? Or maybe not a fair shake, not a fair piece of the pie, right? And to get back at the administration, they're happy to supply all this information of wrongdoing.
Here's what. I don't know if it's...
That's the question.
I don't know if it's a case where they are not getting their fair share of the pie. Or... well, I like to think good of it. So I would like to think that they got conscience. And they probably see what's happening. Which I don't think... I don't know. I think they're not getting their fair share of the pie because, like I said, the money is a circle. The money is just circulating among a group. Like I said, the engineers, evaluators, Balgobe and Alvin on the tender board, and then they are reporting to the two head. We in the wrong work. Imagine the country only get 2 evaluators, 2 that does all the road work, everything. 2 evaluators, so you could imagine. Them 2 evaluators are the most powerful person. And these are young men that I'm telling you at 30 and those things that are billionaires in Guyana because of money that they're getting from drawback.
Yeah. Housing got own problems there too.
Housing got own.
People making a bread, eating a food.
Listen.
Yeah. How much have we got on the show now?
How much time we got? How much time we really got for me to put everything? Me never touch upon what Azar holding over in our head. So 500,000 US went missing from Egil from the Public Works account. And I'm knocking wood. Y'all can talk after me. This is confirmed. I've seen listen, certain things I can't make public because I can skin up my source.
I'm running out of notes.
Right? You run out of notes. So I'm telling you this now. I'm sure the opposition don't know this. 500 US was missing from
500,000.
500,000 US was missing. That's how much? 150 million Guyana dollars.
A lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
Y'all know we ain't going with the maths. Yeah, it's a lot of money. It's a lot.
Y'all know we maths into it. I got
500,000 US, a lot of money.
To my calculation, 500,000 US was missing from the account at Public Works. And how this thing happened is a businessman that lives here in the US and another Chinese man. Same stone thing. Same stone.
So business.
Man would have bring in stone, paid the 500 US to the ministry. Check disappear. I'm gonna get the correct thing.
Yeah. Folks, y'all hearing this? Y'all hearing the allegations being put?
No, this is not allegedly. This is what I'm telling you. Check disappear. Nobody know where the money went. Nobody know where the money went. But in Azar, cause now Azar talking, cause y'all pressuring me to give y'all advance for the wrong stone he bringing. So he talking, he telling about what he would have discovered when he did his audit. So now he was saying, okay, Well, yeah, I want I give y'all back a refund, but what is 500? What is 500 USD? Let it tell y'all what is 500 USD that's missing from Public Works, from the Ministry of Public Works, because Vladimir, what's his name? The PS secretary for Public Works, always drunk. When he drunk, he start enough. You want catchy? Catchy by high base, because when you drink up a rum and you ask anything, talk out all the Public Works business. Yeah, there's a normally meeting. Hibiscus. What the other place name? Fancy place with a short guy, Robbie, just run on church. What you call it?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I know it's where the
Tribe.
Yeah.
Tribe.
Yeah.
It's discuss business at Tribe, Hibiscus. But when they drink a lot, they talk a lot, and they don't know who sit down there listening.
Wow.
And then they like to boast and show things.
It's 2 a.m. coffee, my God.
My God.
Stop
You understand? So now, this is why Azar excused himself from the investigation. I remember Edgeling had nothing to do with this 500,000. But in there, the permanent secretary, and it's Alvin or Alvin.
It's an A.
It's an A. It's the 4A. I don't know if you ever saw mention the powerful is the 4A.
What is?
The procurement officer, the evaluators, and this one at Public Works now. They would have split up the money, lived the best life. So now, as they're holding this well, if y'all only come after me, I gonna release the real finding.
His black book.
His black book. You get your own personal black book. You know, Jack, you get one, you get one. So apparently, like everybody in the PP making their own black book. You understand, like Brutus now? You see Brutus now releasing a little fine thing he giving Leroy for post on the page. How Brutus get things so that Brutus is going to be revealing in days to come if they continue to go after him?
Things that you know?
Things that I have, man.
You think?
Sure, when we come out this camera.
How much time we
When we
got?
come out this camera, I'm going to show you how Brutus used to conversations with Brutus. How he used to tell the woman in charge of the police is what? The stocks. So if they buy, Brutus' wife used to provide all. Brutus' wife used to provide everything that the guy in the police force and the officer nest need. Brutus' wife used to provide it. Toilet paper, bleach, soap, sanitary napkin, everything that the police have to get. Brutus' wife used to provide that. So when he buy 5 bale of toilet paper, he's saying he buy 15. That's how Brutus used to make his money. Till he tried to frame the woman that was there. And I didn't release this information. I'm talking about it now because the woman is now up here in the US. And she would have sent all those information to me. So I have it now and I can speak on it because the woman, I didn't speak on it before because the woman was afraid that they do something in Guyana. The woman said, you wait until I get out to Guyana. What the woman started doing, the woman started recording all the conversation and screen grabbing everything and saving it for your own so that you can't, yeah. The rainy days now because I got it. If they check the records, if they check your wife supplying all these things to the police force, they will know. But I have it now and I can speak on it now because my source is here in the US. And she was like, go ahead, you could talk about it now. You know, my first thing is protecting my source, because
I have no reason to doubt the veracity of what you're saying. Right? Even though we label them allegations, because we have never seen any major pushback from the administration.
None.
With the stuff that you release on your show, on your pages, your programs, and so on. Never seen any major pushback.
None. And I reveal things every day. Every day. There's so much things I can give to them. And there's so many other things that I have that I could reveal that I wouldn't reveal just as yet.
Again, I'm asking the question. All of this information that PPP hardcore to get some of these big contracts are giving you the information. What is it towards? What do they want to see happen?
What does who want to see happen?
People who are giving you this information to put out there, because obviously they know it's going to get to the public domain. Or they want to get it on the public domain.
Not to my own horn, but I know for sure that when I put things out there, things happen. They start moving around, they start moving people. They attempt. It's like you gotta shame this government into doing the work.
Okay. You're an influencer.
You gotta shame these ministers into doing the work. Somebody take with somebody child, you gotta shame social protection. Somebody go to the station to make a complaint about domestic violence or anything, gender-based violence, you gotta shame them. You gotta put it, if you don't put it on, if it don't meet the social media, then they don't do anything about it. GGMC, the most corrupt, one of the most corrupt organizations in Guyana. Bharat, I ain't come to the ministry, but come into Bharat and GGMC for y'all just now. I'm doing the finish. I look now. I'm doing the finish. I'm doing the finishing touches, Sharon.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm doing the finishing touches, Sharon.
Take this away. Yeah.
Take it away.
Very good.
Sharon didn't really eat anything. It's just.
So you don't want it?
Yeah, you have a box.
Yeah. Thanks.
I don't know the finishing touches, Sherrod, on Bharat and the gold smuggling and GGMC. Because there's a whole other corrupt entity by itself. We just had this guy, Alphonse, I don't know what's his name. The man just diverted the entire creek. A whole creek. In one of those, you saw that, right? In one of those American, and nobody is saying anything about this. They just give all the government reserve to this guy, the same guy that building the cemetery road contract and the 1.7 billion school that didn't reach nowhere yet. That didn't reach nowhere yet.
Yeah.
Don't collect the money, don't collect advance. 1.6 billion school, I see pre-online, all the schools we build. I don't know why she included 1.6 billion school. And it just, they stall up there for months. It's just stall up. Cemetery road and building, the school and building. The same guy that did that, but they just give you
the name of the contract. Yeah.
It's in Cameron, not Cameron.
Harassment, it has a
somewhere, but they would have given him all. They would have given him
I was
all.
at that school recently.
They would have given him all the government contracts to mine to start mining for gold on them. Government resorts. They won't give the Amerindians that belong to the area in the village, but they're bringing in the friends and family and give it to them. I don't touch too much on drugs, but ask them to the boss that went to Europe. Then ask the staff that do the scanner. Somebody recently bring this up to me. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you what my
While you're now, why in the archives? There's a school of thought by President Jagdio. There's some of these the successes, quote unquote, you've seen out of Ghana recent. It's like you say, it's a smoke screen. Right? So pretend as though things are happening.
Pretend as though things happen. Let me see. My source had to ask me, remember the Belgium cocaine bus?
Yeah, that was 11 tons?
With 2 shippers with
3 tons? There's a lot of cocaine though.
Was a lot of cocaine, right?
They said didn't pick up not got the place, missing photos and so on, and what it delete and so on. They sent it to forensic. They said they had got lots of photographs, but never made any public.
Right? Mind you,
let it cocaine.
Mr. Beckles, who was working there, she was not even stationed at the canner. And was terminated, right? When they had this bus. You know why they terminate her? Because she would have called the name and told the truth who the container belonged to. She would have said who this container belonged to. The staff from the scanner was terminated. Right, that Belgium system, that Belgium shipment, the staff from the scanner that did the scanner was terminated, but they weren't investigated. They didn't ask them any question as to who it belongs to. Right?
Yeah, I think it was 11 tons of cocaine.
That was one of the biggest bus. And everything was connected to whom? To the connection. Cemetery Road, $1.6 billion school, one person.
A lot of money. A lot of money. Because the fact of the matter is, the oil industry, not even gases yet, is giving us billions of dollars. But the average citizen not feeling it in this country of ours.
Sure, I just see $7,000 for a pound of celery. Sherrod, celery used to be $300 or $400 a pound. $7,000 for a pound of celery.
Frightening. Frightening. And the cost of only going up.
$1,000 for a piece of pumpkin. My sister Diana right now, she hollering. She just paid $500 for a snow cone. When a snow cone $500.
Showing us in the Alliance of Change at a pair. Fetching some heavy price too. Right?
I was
to live out here.
I was talking to one of my friends the other day. I on the phone talking to him, and he stopped somewhere, asking them egg. $8. He said, boy, like you laying the egg yourself. But you know, he got it good. 'Cause when I talking to me, I had a friend over there. So they say he lucky is 120 Sophia for one egg.
I think I know that Odessa. Jane can know that Odessa from Sophia.
That's what
Yeah,
they say.
yeah, yeah. Wow. Wow. I think she might be laying it to that egg.
And she got no 120. Sophia's 120 for egg.
Wow.
But the cost of living is ridiculous in Guyana.
Yeah. And getting higher.
When it, like the cost of living is no way. Cause my husband was asking me, like about even like 2 years ago, like how is things so expensive in Guyana? Because he would have visited Guyana at least
I like to hear
on
you say
2 or more occasions.
My husband. I like to hear you say that. My husband.
Separated now, but
Your husband still.
my husband still.
Yeah.
He would have been asking me a couple of years ago, how is it that things are so, because he would have visited Guyana while I was there. How is things so expensive in Guyana when the average man is only getting $400 a month salary? How they surviving? How they doing it?
Yeah. A lot of economic gymnastics.
It's
But talk to us. When you're away from the issues there, the minutia, you might have a macro look at it. As we wrap up, what in your humble estimation, what in the diaspora, is it going to take for us to win? And what is your message to Guyanese as we enter into general regional election, this mad period here?
It's going to take for who to win?
The parliamentary opposition, also on this side of the political divide.
Well, to be honest, you got to throw me in there. That's first and foremost.
I love it.
You got to throw me somewhere in the mix-up.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me just say this. Not interested in being a member of any political party. Okay. Right? Well, when I say throw me in there, I mean use my platform.
Good.
Because I'm very big on educating people, because a lot of lies are a lot of propaganda is gonna come. Let me just say this. They have the money and they have the resources. They have endless resources, right? So the people is gonna be coming very hard. They already started campaign. I know you guys. I know you know that the people literally have already started campaign, because they know that they would have done. The corruption is rampant and all these things. So, where Jack Deere coming out publicly and saying he's trying to close down on the friends and family. For now, he's trying to do it for now, because people are not his supporters, and people that voted for him are now kicking up a storm. So he's trying to at least let them show a face and let them believe that he's actually going to do something about it. He ain't gonna do nothing about it. Right? He needs those same people, those REOs, and all those people. Those are the people that does his groundwork on the ground. He need them. So he's not gonna take away the contracts. He's not gonna take away the family contract and them kind of thing. He's gonna put a halt to it, maybe, until he's gonna do just enough to get y'all votes. Yeah. He's gonna do just enough to get his supporters votes. And then it's back to usual. The only thing I see happening, Sharad, because the people of Ghana, the poor, I shouldn't say the people, because I'm rich and so they live in the best life. The poor people in Guyana, when they find themselves against the wall, because it looks like, I don't know if it's going to be a revolution, I don't know if it's going to be mass protesting, but that's what it looks like it's going to happen.
You kind of answered the final question I wanted to ask.
If this government don't do something or don't pull themselves together, there's only so much people can take. People are literally starving in Guyana. People are hungry. People are starving. People can't pay their bills. People can't look after their family. They can't look after the children. People can't get no justice. And they can't, most of all, they have no freedom of speech. They can't speak out about anything. They can't talk about anything. They can't say anything about anything.
Yeah.
When you see the police speaking out, when you see the police,
you must know.
And mind you, I got about 100 other stories that me post here. But I'm so busy with baskets and blankets that I'm waiting to
share with me before you.
Yeah, no problem. Send them to you.
No, I think you kind of answered the question I wanted to ask as we wrap up finally. Why is it you do this? I mean, look at this place here. We're in Brooklyn. having some. I can take my time and eat this pork chops here, these ribs, because I know, and again, you know, you go into Manhattan, it's so beautiful. You see business and commerce and so on happening. I mean, I know you love this guy here that you're married to, because you could easily pick up a old white man from Wall Street and make his life happy, change your life, that's what Guyanese girl can do to you.
Change your life, you know.
Once you have to feel passion for a country thousands of miles away to even bother with this living out here.
You know what? I'm gonna say this, Sharon. A couple of friends, like the people would have reached up to a couple of people that they know that I'm associated with are my friends. And they would have offered me a few deals.
You mind telling us a couple? We gotta keep things spicy here.
One was 100 million.
Wow. And forgive me for saying wow so often during this
And
interview.
that is just for me to just relax.
Totally lying.
Totally line, just relax. They say you need go for. You need go for thing. Just ease, stop abuse we and so. Stop exposing people and so.
1-2 times you can step in and show, but that's a regular.
Just and then one of the reasons why I'm separated is because my husband would have said to me is like, because he has no clue or no idea what was actually happening. I can't say he have no clue. He know who I was as a person, because obviously we living together back and forth all the time. But to the extent of what I do back home in Guyana,
He knows so deep.
he had no idea. So it's like, so one of our many arguments is that you have taken me from a little quiet life and my family, and you have now shine a spotlight on us that we didn't ask for.
People got track you down, find you a job, tell them find.
The posty job, the post his stuff. Mind you, I think the company and his legal team are still working on that. Cause we're supposed to be suing some people in Guyana. Just letting you know, because he does work for a company, and they don't play about American citizens here in again. So when they think they're posting on social media and it's just a fly by night, no. So, but I'm just saying all of this to say that I would have now put him in a position to have to do all of that, a position that he didn't ask for, a role that he didn't ask to take on to. He's a very private person. He don't know nothing about social media or anything. I'm the outgoing and outspoken person, and here I am just dragging into this life, and he don't know what to do. Like, what do you do when people are calling my phone? Are you Melly Mel husband? Because then they would have made his phone number public. We had to go change numbers and all of that. Right? And that's the type of harassment that I've got to go through.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of sacrifice that I made. So when I speak sometime about the opposition, and I speak about things that I feel as though that, other person that holds public office ought to be talking about, ought to be following up, and they need to be doing their job. And they answer, why is she so angry? Why is she so angry? Why is she so upset at this person? That I'm upset because I have made a lot of sacrifices that I don't talk about publicly. I have made a lot of sacrifice at the cost of my mental health, and I don't get paid, Sharon. I don't get paid. This is not a paid gig, at least not as yet. This is not a paid gig.
You gotta write your book. I think so.
Right? So it's a lot. I do this because I have a foundation and I help people. And I think all of this stems from me trying to help people and the fight back, and so much corruption in the system. It kind of like, and that's why I say about politicians. I feel I feel a way about politicians that now want to step in to the political arena and just come as though, we here as a savior, right? When you could have been doing so much on the ground for the regular people in communities. You understand? We get youths going to jail every single day because they can't pay a $10,000 bail. right? But yet still, we got politicians that are top-notch lawyers. But youths are going to jail every day at the magistrate court because they can't pay a $10,000 bill or because they don't have a legal representative. You want to serve the community. You want to serve the people of your country. The first order of business is helping people that didn't get a voice, that can't afford it. You want support, you want grassroots support, that's how you do it. And I know a lot of people can't understand, because they abuse the 592 all the time, the 592 dons under this. I know they just do this to Melly Mel and Duck for share and just run out and just go out today. They don't know how much groundwork that I have literally done. I saw one of them make a post the other where somebody saying, oh, the likes about Melly Mel is the savior and this kind. I've been a savior to a lot of people, and mind me when I say a savior, not nothing big, short, because people in Guyana don't want. It's not nothing much, Now when they say a savior, it's not a lot. It's not a lot, I might just help.
Get them
Put somebody from point A to B.
Yeah.
Put somebody children through.
And I think it's well-deserved accolades.
Yeah, put somebody through school, or help them pay a rent, help them pay this month rent when they couldn't make it this month. You understand? So it's not necessarily like I do this whole because I'm not rich.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
But it's just that I'm selfless. Selfless. And I didn't even realize this till one time we were having a conversation, and we were like me and my very close friend were having a conversation, and my best friend said to me, he was like, I don't think people understand that you are one of the most selfless person that I've ever met. And when he says selfless is, if you gotta get $20,000 to pay your rent this month, and I only get $20,000 in my bank account, and I know that I could give you that $20,000 to you, and I gonna figure it out, because I could go, ask somebody here and ask somebody and think, but you don't got choice. You don't get nobody else. You're back against the wall. You don't get nobody for turn. You ain't got no family. You ain't got no friend. You ain't got nobody you could borrow money from till later. I will take that 20 and give it to you, and I gonna figure me 20 out.
I think my humble estimation of it is that you have a tremendous love for people, and that's why even though you're thousands of miles away from your country, you feel that empathy with the folks back.
Yeah, I just want, man, listen. People in Ghana didn't require much. They just want a little house. They just want a little water, a little light.
Yeah.
They just want to be able to provide for the family. Just the basic necessities of life.
Yeah.
They just want the basic necessities. If a political party could just provide the basic necessity of life for the people of Guyana, we'll be okay. They don't care about how much millions and billions you thief. If they're living comfortably and they could provide for the family, they could send the children to school.
Yeah.
Why we can't give children 3 square meals a day in school?
Fastest growing economy in the world.
And why fastest growing economy in the world? I pray every time Priya put little banana, little orange on the thing, she got to post it on social media.
Yeah.
Why are we doing that to children?
Yeah. Yeah. That's your dignity.
You understand? Sure, if I could go on social media every month and make a post as to how much family I give food hampers when the month comes, I'd be a millionaire. If they give me $1 every time I gotta post it.
Yeah.
We don't need to be doing that. This is what you're doing. This is the program available for families. They come in here. This is what they do. You do your PR work. You don't have to embarrass them. You don't have to put them out in social media. You got to go. You got to make a video. Oh, we thank you to Auntie Priya for the 40,000 cash. How you thanking Priya for your own money?
That's the indignity of it,
Yeah, you gotta
living below a level.
Living because you're poor. You gotta how you could thank the government for it? This their money. I don't think these people understand that politician works for them. They are working for you.
Correct is right. Folks, we could talk, but I really want to get into GGMC. I really wanted to come there, but I'm going to come back when you finish your expose in that regard. Folks, we're here in Brooklyn, New York, talking with Melissa Atwell about all things Guyana.
All things Guyana.
Guyana politics, her own life, her personal life, her own struggles. The organization she heads up the efforts as well that she head up, and it's been a tremendous privilege while having some food in one of the greatest cities.
And listen, I think what helps is that, like, Sharon, if I go send a letter every day to Congress, I do that.
Yeah, because I know you talked to the FBI about transnational
I did.
repression and crimes
I
and so
did.
on.
And I want to reveal everything because I don't want the people know my next move. Because remember the one thing.
Correct.
I'm
Don't
also
tell
in
them.
talks with some other people about some other things, about Amnesty International and all these people that would have reached out to me about when I say I think moving to New York was the best thing I've ever done. I promise you it's the best thing I've ever done. So many people reach out to help. Amnesty International. I've been offered free security. Like, it's a lot, and people just welcome me. They love activists here.
Good.
They love activists here.
We love that you
And they love what I do. And people just reach out to help in so many ways that I can't even explain. Like, I promise you, I'm living my best life.
Excellent. And that's what we want her to continue doing, living her best life. That's going to do it for us today, folks. That's our time.
Thank
And
you.
that's our
Bye.